It is our day for traveling to Arkansas, going to see my buddy Anthony. Days like this where we're going to be traveling, prep for it really starts like right away in the morning. First off, I got all of my things packed from last night, but I just got done with my every morning fasted low intensity steady state cardio, fasted list. As normal, I have my coffee brewed. I've gotten my 40 plus ounces of water. But one of the things that I really want to get across in the early part of this video is how much a digestion can really get funked up by being up in the air with an airplane. I don't know about you, but if you've ever gotten that feeling, I do, of being very bloated on a plane. So a few things that I'm looking at avoiding is eating too close to my flight, having carbonated beverages during or close to my flight as well. And I'm going to be practicing essentially fasting throughout the day. Now what's going to be different is I'm not going to be fasting through, not eating this morning. I am going to get some food in. Right now, 4:36 in the morning. The flight is right at 10. So I'll be leaving about 8 o'clock. We're going to be eating, essentially, I'm not going to say we're going to double up our breakfast, but we might come pretty darn close. I can definitely pound some food down. I'm going to eat basically a much larger breakfast than normal, so I can hit my protein goals relatively easily through the day and the macronutrients I'm going after. Yeah, Grimmel. Do you want to say hi to everybody? There's Grimmel, guys. He's going to be sad that he's going. He's such a butthole, though. He's so cute. Sweet baby Rays, try that out. What's going on? We're in the airport already, pretty much on time, a little bit later. Try to bring you guys along as much as I can. Just getting excited though, getting out in nature, obviously seeing my friends, seeing some people I haven't seen in a long time, seeing his kid. It's just gonna be crazy because the guy is gonna be like, he was just a little dude when they first moved away, and then he's gonna be like a whole ass teenager. Type of shit makes you feel old. Right now my buddy Chris is getting checked in. Gonna be like, all right, sir, you have a gun in here? We're in a gate, went over and took a look at it. I don't know if your guys are like me, but I always like just to confirm where everything is before I maybe have to go grab something, but we're gonna go over and grab a coffee for our way in. We're not gonna get any food. I do have some beef jerky with me, but stomach feeling pretty good, so we're gonna keep it that way. This trip we're not gonna be analyzing the food so much. That'll be on some of the other content I post, but generally guys, like, don't try to eat shit here in the airports. If you do go to like a restaurant, that's one other thing. Try to get something clean. Ask if it can be cooked in butter, preferably. So go get like a chicken breast, get a burger, get a steak, cooked in butter, vegetables, potatoes, just something really, really easy for you to digest and keep all the bullshit, because everything in here is bullshit. Gonna get a venti skinny vanilla latte. That's it. And then do that hot, please. All right, we're in Group A, so hustle back over because boarding is starting. Coffee acquired though. So I went ahead and enjoyed my flight to Arkansas. Had some cool stuff to see. We were floating through some clouds. I did go ahead and get the in-flight internet, crush some work out, doing some sales follow-ups. As we descended and ultimately landed, I noticed that Little Rock Airport is small. Obviously met up with Chris, went on down, met Anthony. Anthony was already there, ready to take us to the Gratz homestead. Right away when I noticed, or when I came out of the car and saw Anthony and Roxanne's property, I was highly impressed with the work that they had done. Anthony was like strangely apologetic. I know there's not this thing, but I was thoroughly impressed. They were out in nature, a lot of property as well, and you could just, tell that it was a lot of work to put everything together, but an incredible amount of pride that they had put into that work. So when later that night, we got together, and I had actually never played poker in the sense that I knew what the hell I was doing. So Anthony and Chris is incredibly smart, so he picks up on this stuff. He hadn't really played poker that much either. We picked up on getting that game together and just learning how to play poker, bullshitting the whole night, learning something new. All right, so that about does it for our first day. Got all of our traveling and played some games of poker. Had a really good dinner. Had some ribs, ranch beans, and some garlic bread, stuff like that. But it was an enjoyable day. The sunrise is pretty nice here, so I'm gonna get to bed. It's only like 11 o'clock here, but back home I go to bed pretty early, so 9 o'clock my time.
Ride, baby. Get on in the back. Good old Arkansas boys. This is part of Blue Mountain Lake, and Teddy Jean is what it's called, Teddy Jean River. Anybody can come use it. You can camp out here. You don't need a permit to like primitive camp. You own any firearms?
Nope.
You should definitely go get one. Aim at whatever you want to shoot. Now I'm going to show you some Army advice. Lean forward. No, not with your legs so much, just your upper body. Lean forward a little bit. Now bring your arm up. That's how you should be shooting. So you're assaulting the target. Think about shooting that AR.
I like it, man.
You ever shot one before?
No.
You feel like more like a man now?
I feel like a man. We're away from everyone now. Just getting my steps in from the end of the day. Only hit around 5,000. Got in a morning workout this morning. Trying to go ahead and hit my 6,000 to 8,000 mark, but had a really good day. Ooh, something died out here. But had a really good day. Very proud of my friend Anthony and what he's done and built out here. Tonight, the rest of the night, we're gonna be chilling out, having some meatloaf and different home cooked foods. Hanging out with some of the people that are going on the fishing trip with us tomorrow. I'm just having a good time. I'm still going to be going to bed relatively early, wake up at my normal time, keep my circadian rhythm as much as possible. But yeah, it's beautiful out here. So having some thoughts about seeing some lack of adherence from some of my clients while I'm on vacation here. I am checking in with everybody, trying to get them as on track as possible. You know what you have to do. You have to move more. you have to eat less. Now, you can break apart a plan for that. You can find all kinds of strategies. You can find all kinds of science. But you need to eat less and you need to move more. In order to know that you're eating less, you need to know what's going in your mouth. You need to track it. Something that you can look at with your coach or looking at yourself. And you have two options here. You can either track everything that you eat using an app like MyFitnessPal, or you can meal prep the whole week and know exactly what's going in and stay strictly to your meal prep. The choice is yours, but you guys have to take a inventory of what's exactly going in there in order to make progress. This is not negotiable. If you are very, very overweight, we can probably work on things like switching you to a whole food diet that is going to be higher in fiber, that's going to be higher in volume eating, and we're going to be losing weight, but we're losing weight because we're eating less calories. But for everyone that's trying to lose 20, 30 pounds, getting down to making sure that you are in a 300 plus calorie deficit is required, and you can't know that intuitively for a long, long time. You have to track. So just keep that in mind. If you're not getting progress, you have to go this direction. So Anthony had been wanting to bring us over to a property next door that he said had a bunch of really cool stuff in it that's quote unquote abandoned. He was telling us a story that family says that it's not abandoned, but I mean the place is overgrown and nothing's been done with it, I guess, for years, but that it was a pretty crazy spot because he called it basically a time capsule from the late 90s, early 2000s, which sounds crazy to say. It's like 24 years old now. So we made our way up. Glad that at certain times of the year the bugs weren't so bad, because normally we would have gotten eaten alive wandering through all this tall grass. Making our way in, first we took a look at this garage that had some really cool vehicles, some really old school vehicles that, you know, really just needed some good love and attention. That, you know, a car freak is probably watching this video right now and been like, holy shit, I want that and I can fix that thing up. And basically the garage was kind of a man cave. We then moved on to the house, which honestly had a very, very eerie kind of feeling to it. I guess there wasn't anything where people had died, been murdered, anything like that. Just simply people had moved out and nothing had been done with it. I'm not supposed to use the word abandoned because apparently the town folk near there get up in a tiff about it. But the house was definitely like a time capsule. CDs, VHS, DVDs, right? DVDs now are actually an old format. Really cool house, actually built in an efficient manner. It was created also with the cedar on the actual properties. A cedar, for everybody that doesn't know, doesn't really rot very much. So it's a really good wood to use for building. Did a little bit of exploring, a little bit of poking around. I could feel a bit of tension in the back of my neck on if I was in the back of the group and I knew that there was just darkness behind me and stuff like that. Hey, good morning, everybody. So we got the roosters going. It's about 7 o'clock a.m. here, so we're probably about half an hour or so before sunrise, but found a perfect rock for us to do a quick little morning workout with some squats, some presses, maybe some cleans. Don't want to walk around too much for my active and my motion early in the morning here, just because there's things like bears and big cats and everything like that. Like, this is really out in the sticks, so stay close to the property. Found this rock, and let's use the rock. One of the things I can feel myself kind of having to get cleansed from is this go feeling. I feel like I'm taking too long for this workout here in the morning. I got emails to get to. I got work to get to, which I'm not going to worry about today. I maybe will do some working if we have decent cell reception when I'm in the car on the ride over to our fishing grounds. But just like knowing that I'm on vacation out in nature, that's really like infected and seeped into my head. Sure, if you guys want to work on your conditioning, yeah, want to go a little faster and everything like that, but you want to take your appropriate amount of time, not be too stressed in between your sets, and really focus on just beating the shit out of those muscles in a good way, but stretching and really working your target musculature, and not focusing on, you know, too much high intensity, too much stress, too much working about other things. I'm out in nature right now, so I'm having to have a little grounding and realization there that my mind is racing a million miles a minute, and that I need to take this time to enjoy the fact that I am literally lifting a fucking rock out in the middle of the country with no demands on my time except for my own enjoyment of me in the present. And that's really beautiful. So I'm just taking this for a second, trying to seep all of that meditatively. Let it, see it, let it pass, see it, let it pass, see it, let it pass. Feel a little bit better about that, and great. Get more rock rows in. All right, this is our last set. Last set of our rock rows. All right, so I'm just over here being nosy, looking for anything that's kind of skinny in my hands that has some weight. Do more of like almost this wader curl style. Got sweaty, feel pumped, feel good, got our motion in, got a full body workout. Ooh. See you guys later. It's trying to rain on our parade. All right, we're here and we're making our way down to the river. Had some shots of the campground that we put in, and it's right here. This is where we're going to be out fishing in our waders. After sitting in the car for 4 hours today, just super antsy to get out and get some movement. So I'm going to take some paces up and down this bank, maybe get myself in like anywhere from 2,000 to 3,000 steps in. Just keep moving, right guys?
Got out the door?
Yeah, I bet. I bet, bro. I bet. You're right, bud.
When you are on vacation, my suggestion for a lot of people is basically just eat keto. You can almost knowingly strip away the carbohydrates from things. Not have a bun, not have rice, not have potatoes on the side. Potatoes of those option is the best one, but you're always going to have extra oils loaded in. Your meat is generally going to be fattier because it's going to have more flavor. Really cheap hamburgers, really cheap hot dogs, like probably the same amount of fat content, damn near, at least calorically, as there is protein content. So we're just going to stick with having those. I put some cheese on mine. I had a little bit of rice cakes a little bit earlier. I put 4 stacks of that, so I'm probably 60 grams of protein for that meal. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Super sated, super stuff. Didn't raise my blood glucose level, so I feel really good about that. But just something you can do that's a degree of control on things. When you're on vacation, you don't have everything in place. You just have to make the better choices and control what you can. So keep that in mind next time you're going. Try out specifically eating keto.
when you are on vacation at a restaurant, do something like that.
All right, so it's a little bit before 6 a.m. I got up at about 5:30, which would be 3:30 Pacific time. Keep my internal clock, keep my rhythm going, my sleep wake cycle going as much as possible. Practice what you preach. Woke up, had electrolyte packet, and that would be, so it's like 34 ounces of water. I normally get 40 ounces of water, so pretty darn close. But we're gonna go for our fasted morning walk. I'm not gonna get into the heart rate that I want to, which is normally 120 and 140. But I also don't feel like doing a light jog. I hate running, guys. I'm also much more comfortable doing the walk here in this well-lit campground than I am at Anthony's homestead, just because, maybe hard to tell, but I mean, this is just kind of big flat area that's well maintained with a lot of lights around. Not really concerned about wildlife walking. Nope, no worry about big cats or bears really here.
And so there we were, fishing on the river, fishing for rainbow trout here at Riverside Resort here in Arkansas. I was having particular issues with all of my fish I was catching were swallowing the crap out of my bait. For bait, we were using frozen shrimp. Well, frozen shrimp, then thawed back out, but fish seemed to love them. Really easy and kind of convenient to have, nothing crazy, worms, minnows, anything like that. I needed to eventually go up and get a pair of pliers from the gift shop or supply store, whatever you want to consider it, just so I could start getting these damn things out. There's very, very slippery rocks in the water. I just have always had that little bit of luck that I always get fish swallowing things or my hook getting caught in something and getting some snags. Ever since I was little, I've definitely had some good luck fishing, but I've also had like a lot of bad luck fishing as well with some of those items. I ultimately, over the course of the whole weekend, we went out fishing 2 times over the days, and spent hours up kind of in the northern part here. Didn't hit the central so much, but definitely the southern part as well. Finding kind of little honey holes, little honey pockets, places. And I ended up catching 22 fish, which was fun. We only kept a few of them. Eventually put them on a stringer, which I don't think I have any footage of me carrying the fish around with stringers. But yeah, rainbow trout. I'd never really been on a fishing trip going for rainbow trout specifically. Back in the Midwest, we pretty much go after walleye, pike, muskie as well, bass. Bass is big back in the Midwest. Also, if you're doing some river fishing in the Midwest, you'll get, of course, some catfish. But these rainbow trout, I didn't get even a chance to really eat them much. I hear they're really good. They're more of a bony fish, kind of used to more muscular fish. But instead we were having basically burgers and dogs one night, and then we had chicken another night. Overall, really had a good time fishing. I'm gonna have like a little lunch style thing because they're not having like a formal lunch together as a camp or anything. So this is a pretty good introduction to what I bring on trips like this, and just even when I'm doing traveling for conferences. But got some Jack Link's beef jerky. We did not have the zero sugar version, so those do have some carbohydrates, some sugars in them. This is literally my favorite soda, Diet Dr. Pepper, strawberries and cream. Got some caramel rice cakes, and then kind of the core pieces of our protein here. We got these Oikos 000 yogurts. So I didn't realize that we weren't doing like a formalized lunch beforehand. I thought maybe we'd be grilling or making some sandwiches or doing something along those lines. But this is what I have for right now, and so we're going to do our best with it. Basically, we're doing snacks for lunch. So, but we're going to, obviously, if you look at these ingredients, we're going to prioritize protein because the carbohydrates, generally this is low fat. But you know, enjoying nature, enjoying the sunlight. I'm gonna take my damn shirt off because this feels freaking amazing, and there's no reason why I fucking can't soak in some of the sun directly onto my skin, which is my fucking favorite thing to do sometimes. So we're out here snacking, we're out here grubbing. Something I kind of thought about a moment ago, because I don't look like a lot of people here. A lot of comments about my physique, and I'm always improving with my physique. I don't think that I particularly have a great physique, but other people will tell me differently, or at least will comment about how far and where I've actually come from. But you know, just like a thought here is seeing some of the people. These people, you know, a lot of these people run their own YouTube channels. They're constantly out doing projects, constantly moving. Not that these, you know, there are people dramatically overweight and things like that, but, you know, I'm not here to talk shit on anybody, but it's just, they are moving all day and they're still overweight. So, I am obviously a huge advocate of moving. First thing in the morning, I went for an hour-long walk here. I didn't have my phone on me. I left it charging, but it's pretty safe to say that that probably got me 6,000 to 8,000 steps, which is kind of like where I want my clients to be right at the beginning for fat loss. Like where I want them to get there before eventually graduating to 10,000 or 12, even 12,000 steps. But the main thing I'm trying to get at is movement is not always 1% going to cure everything for you. On this trip, I am overeating. I'm enjoying myself. I'm overeating. I have that binge mentality still embedded deeply into my subconscious, which really sucks. But what I can do for that binge mentality, although I can fight it and actively think about it, it's like, can I drown myself in so much fucking protein where I don't have that, I get full and I don't have that feeling. We're meandering all over the place, yapping, right? But the main thing to get out of it is that diet trumps everything. So, well, I shouldn't say that. If I had a hierarchy, like a hierarchy of needs, right? As far as fitness, we won't go into shelter and fulfillment and all that stuff. Let's assume that everybody has a roof over their heads that's watching this video. First one is going to be sleep. And then this morning, one way that I kept my sleep good is that I got up at the exact same time, went to bed a little bit later than normal, hanging out with my friends, hanging out in front of the campfire, but still got up at 3:30 a.m. Pacific time, which is 5:30 here in Central. Went for my walk, got my activity going. I did go back in about 9 o'clock, which would be, yeah, about 9 o'clock, get in like another quick 20 to 30 minute snoozer, which is what I advise people to kind of like catch up any sleep debt. But it's sleep first, prioritize your sleep, and then it's going to be diet, and then exercise is a far trailing in this kind of 1, 2, 3 hierarchy. So you need to dial in your sleep first, and you need to dial in your diet first before any expectations on what you're doing from the exercise is going to garner you any results. Both for strength training, losing fat, losing overall weight, general health and wellness, conditioning as well. If you're someone trying to be an endurance athlete, you have to get, oh, that's good. You have to get that that kind of hierarchy accomplished. So we're doing our spread here, our Oikos mixed berry, and I'm gonna chill out. I'm gonna eat for a little bit here, soak in some sunlight, and enjoy nature. Well, I'll go back to the points that I was talking about a little bit earlier. What is wrong with this lunch? What is wrong with this smorgasbord that I got going on right here, which is basically snacks? Well, it's not optimal. These are normally things that I'm gonna eat to carry me over. Love these for breakfast. Love these Oikos 000s for on the go. If we take a look here, well, I guess these don't individually have their nutrition on them, but I can tell you, no fiber. Beef jerky here, no fiber. And these rice cakes are going to have some fiber, but very low in comparison to something that's made with brown rice, potatoes, vegetables. So this is a perfect meal. Well, not a perfect meal, but this is a meal that I was like, fuck, I want to put on some muscle. I want to put on some mass. I'll be able to eat a crap ton of macronutrients, relatively clean, relatively low fat, relatively low calorie to the amount of nutrients that we're getting. It's not too bad of an option, but this won't make me feel full for very long. Takes a while for the protein to break down. You ate that whole bag of jerky, you probably would feel pretty full. A jerky, that meat is very hard for our body to go through. Protein overall is very hard for our body to go through. But what we're typically going to want for general health, and then especially for a weight loss phase, portion of meat that's probably, when you look at the ounce equivalent, it's like about 1/3 of this whole bag of beef jerky. Portion of meat. I usually tell my clients kind of about the size of your hand, about the size of your palm is better. Like thickness, that gets you about 40 grams of protein right there. Equivalent size, maybe a little bit more depending on the carbohydrate source. So like potatoes, it's crazy how many sweet potatoes you can get for the 30 grams of carbs in comparison to rice, which gets you up to 40-50 with a cup. So but you want your carbohydrate, you want any of the trace fats kind of being maybe in some of the sauces related to the carbohydrate, or cooking in any type of butter for the carbohydrate, or your vegetables. So you're going to have veggies, 1 to 2 cups, a starch, rice, potatoes, right? I would say a 1/2 cup to a cup, unless you're a bigger person trying to put on some weight. And then your ladybug, well, it might have been Asian beetle actually, and one of those, a 4, depending on your size, a 4 to 8 ounce piece of meat, piece of protein. That's not happening right here. This is all protein, some starchy, quick absorbing carbohydrates. So not optimal, but you do the best with what you can. I think if I'd realized what was going on with lunch, I would at the very least gotten some sandwich meat, gotten some high fiber tortillas, high fiber or whole wheat tortillas. It'll keep me fuller for longer. And then as far as vegetables, I could have done raw broccoli. I could have done like a salad, like bought some side salad. Carrots do have a lot of natural sugars inside of them, but high in fiber, high amount of satiety. That would have been an option. I just might have had, meat and the meat, cheese, and the carrots rather than any other carbohydrates as well. But that's what I'd change on something like this. But I want everybody to keep in mind is like adjust to the situation. The worst thing I could have done in this situation, if I could be honest with you, is eat what was going on up there, which people had muffins out. And bless Roxanne's heart, she probably has awesome muffins. But it would take 2 or 3 of those things to fill me up, and I would definitely eat them to get that full feeling. Or else I would end up eating 2 or 3 throughout the day anyways and not get full the first time and make my way back over to get more. So that is just a better choice that is happening right now. And that's not to say that I'm not going to have a muffin later. But I want to cover the bases of my nutrition first. And that's why this is not an optimal meal. But we're going to do progress, not perfection.
Just got done waking up from a snoozer. We're basically all done for the day. Everybody's back from doing the fishing. We're putting some chicken on the grill. We're putting the fish on the grill. So today we caught rainbow trout. Myself, I caught 4 of them for keeper. Basically my limit unless I got one over 16 inches, I think it was. But yeah, good successful day of cooking. We're going to chill out, do some poker tonight too. So try to film that as much as I can. Kind of just like keeping step counts and everything like that, activity level. Without my walking, I hit like about 6,000 steps today, like without my hour-long walk early in the morning. So I know that we're probably at like about 12,000 steps. So that's why ragingly hungry, right? Just high activity levels for the day. But gonna enjoy some time with my friends and yeah, have this like a last kind of hurrah for the night.
I know we are.
Fucking cross-state.
It looks really good. Everything is dining.
All right, and that's all she wrote. We're out of here, out of the Riverside Resort here in Arkansas. All right, and we're through TSA. As you can imagine, in Little Rock, it's not too crazy. So, damn, I didn't even check what our gate is gonna be. So they did delay our flight for about 40 minutes. So I'll get some more time to put in a little work or a little personal putzing time. You know how it is. More looking at like food and everything like that. It's more of the same. I do notice here they do have a greater selection of things like beef jerky and less bullshit overall. But still, I think the thing that is going to carry true is I did eat a little bit ago, had some protein shake and some Quest bars from the gas station about an hour and a half ago. So we're not going to be leaving for about another hour, a couple hours of digestion ahead of time. We're going to kind of leave it at that as far as food. Wait until we get home so we can actually eat the food that, hey, it's from my own home fridge. So don't want to sit uncomfortable and do something risky. However, I do want to get a coffee.
All right, and coffee acquired, and back to this laptop to work on client programming, work on some of my day job things, getting caught up on emails, getting back up in the air. I did rest a little bit on my way back, but you know, anytime I'm away from home for more than maybe 2 or 3 days, I do miss my little dudes, miss Mickey, miss Grimmel. And as a reflection for the trip, I just enjoyed being in the outdoors. I am going to be very focused on being in the outdoors throughout the winter and moving forward for you guys. I say for you guys, for myself, but for you guys are going to get some of the content, some of the adventures. So really hope to get out in nature every single weekend, get something for my own rest and relaxation, for my own mental clarity. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, subscribe, and then hopefully comment about whatever you liked. Anything that I can do for you guys as well, answer any of your questions related to health or fitness, please reach out to me, DM me on Instagram, and I'll see you guys next time.